know what that sound means, folks. We are back with some Hesston basketball. Should have a couple of good games here tonight. We will have the Central Plains Oilers taking on the Hesston Swathers, Lady Swathers and Lady Oilers, obviously in this first game. Should be a good one. Central Plains comes in at 10-2. Their only two losses are to very good teams, and the number 1 seed in 2A, Sterling, number 6 seed in 3A, Phillipsburg, both of which were fairly close games. They are currently ranked as number 1 in 1A Division 2. Obviously, as I was saying, they're coming in hot with the 4-game win streak, just won that last tournament that they were in, and they have a lot of momentum right now. They have won a whopping 6 straight state championships, including they haven't lost a game outside of this year since 2014. So a very dominant team. By the way, I'm Cole Dutchdorf here, joined with Lucas Roth. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm doing pretty good, Cole. Yeah, this Central Plains team is quite the team, if I do say so myself. They look really, really good on paper, especially, in the past. But, 2 losses this year against really good teams. I don't think those are blemishes at all on the schedule. So I think the Swathers are going to have their hands full tonight.
And then the Swathers, they've started out 5-5, coming off 2 straight blowout losses to very good opponents in Eureka and Clay Center, which was 47-33 and 49-23. Foul trouble has been a significant part of their losses so far, and also finding their identity on offense has been a bit of a struggle thus far into the season, deciding who's going to put up all those points. Corinne Yoder has been their main offensive weapon right now, although Katie Keeker can light it up on and off in that paint, and she's always going to dominate on the defensive side and on the offensive boards and defensive boards, obviously.
Yeah, and for the Swathers, Keeker just has to stay out of foul trouble. Last couple games, she's gone to the bench early because of trouble with fouls, and that's really a big blow to them, especially because she's one of their main scorers. So
for sure. Keys to the game. Actually, I think we're going to wait.
Yeah, we'll wait for that.
For the national anthem.
At this time, would you please stand while the Hesston High School pep band under the direction of Lyle Gregerson plays our national anthem.
Thank you to the Hesston Pep Band for that rendition of the national anthem. It's good to have them back for sure. Brings a lot of energy to this crowd.
Couldn't agree more. Makes it feel like we're back in, real basketball action. Hasn't felt that way a lot. Not many people in the stands. It's a good feeling. A good feeling of, we're getting closer to normal than we think we are. So.
5'8" junior, Cassidy Mason. Number 13, 5'7" senior, Lexi Oser. Number 14, 5'4" senior, Monica Short. And number 23, 5'8" senior, Jenna Jeffrey. Central Plains head coach Matt Stiles, assisted by Jim Ryan.
Going to get you those starting lineups here in a couple of seconds.
Number 4, 5'8" junior, Harley Flowers. Number 5, 5'5" junior, Corinne Yoder. Number 15, 5'10" senior, Alex
back in. So starting for Central Plains High School, number 3, a 5'7" sophomore, Brianna Hamke. Number 5, a 5'8" junior, Cassidy Nixon. Number 13, Lexi Ozier, a 5'7" senior. Number 14, Monica Short, a 5'4" senior. And Jenna Jeffrey, a 5'8" senior.
And then for the Swathers, it'll be number 4, Harley, wait, is she even starting?
Yep.
Okay. Harley Ferralis, 5'8" junior. Corinne Yoder, 5'5" junior. Alex Martin, 5'10" senior. Anna Humphreys, 5'8" sophomore. And Katie Keeker, 6' junior. So the first action of the game tonight, that shot was long there from Hamke and eventually taken away from Yoder. She'll push it up the floor to Alex Martin. Martin inside, attempting to go inside of Katie Keeker, just out of her extended reach.
That has been a little bit of a problem for the Swathers recently. It's one of their keys to the game, actually, which is don't turn the ball over, because that's just been a pretty bad problem so far this season. They also need good, crisp offensive possessions and taking good open shots, because they cannot go into scoring droughts, because some of the games that they've lost recently, especially since Eureka, like we saw the other night, they played with them basket for the first 2 quarters. Then they went, 9 minutes without getting a bucket, and it just killed them. Could never bounce back from it.
And then for the Oilers tonight, they're going to need to speed the Swathers up, as that will most likely to lead to more turnovers, and then attempt to get the Swathers in foul trouble by driving to the basket, as the Swathers have some talent but also inexperience on the bench.
Couldn't agree more, Cole.
So the Oilers now with the ball. They pass inside to Short, is knocked away and stolen by the Swathers. Yoder going back the other way. She'll pass, her pass is tipped, but still controlled by Martin. Corinne Yoder pump fakes and pulls up. Might have gotten smacked a little bit, but no call. I think it might have been all ball, and then on the follow through, hit her a little bit, but good call there from the ref. Yoder with the ball now. Oilers in a 2-3 zone to start this game off. We'll see if the Swathers can get them out of that. Humphreys with the ball left wing. Over to Yoder. Yoder kicks to Frowles in the left short corner. Back out to Martin. Martin will pass to Yoder. Yoder pump fakes into the lane. Floater is good.
Wow. Beautiful drive there by Corinne Yoder. Pump fake, then went in with the left hand. Nice little floater. Get the Swathers scoring off to a good start.
Yeah, that was a great little move into the lane there to get that basket to go. Oilers now with the ball, right corner. That's Nixon out there. Inside, the floater's off the backboard. That was Short there with the shot attempt. Yoder with the ball now for the Swathers, right wing. She'll pass to Martin. Martin will go into the lane, swing to Humphreys. Humphreys back over to Yoder. She'll slow it down a little bit and get into a bit of an offense against this zone defense. Martin thought about it.
Ooh, she did.
Yoder takes one dribble, stops, passes to Humphreys. Humphreys back over to Yoder. Yoder to Martin. Martin thought about it again. Swings all the way over to Humphreys. Humphreys back to Yoder. Yoder will launch that 3, and it is off. That's going to be a shot they're going to probably have to hit more often than not tonight if they're going to win this game, as they're ranked number 1 in their division.
I agree, and if they're going to shoot that shot, they got to get the ball inside the lane first and then kick it back out for that inside-out action. But so far, this defense by Central Plains has been quite incredible.
So Oilers now with the ball. That's Hamke. She'll swing over there to, can't necessarily tell right now. Shot is pulled short, rebounded though. Nixon gets her own board, falls it in, misses the shot again, boarded by Yoder. Yoder will sprint down the floor, stop Alex Martin with the ball. Thought about shooting it again. That's going to be a foul on Nixon.
Yeah, I mean, good. Swathers, I mean, not the greatest defensive possession. They got 3 pretty good looks at the basket. Just got lucky that none of them were able to fall, but they did box out, got that rebound, and then they were out in transition which is what they need to do if they want to have a chance to win tonight.
5'7" sophomore Sydney Kaiser checking into the game for the Swathers for Alex Martin. She has the ball now. She'll swing to Humphreys. Humphreys inside to Ferralis. Keeker with the shot, and that is easy money for the 6-footer.
High-low post kind of action there. Got it to Harley Ferralis at the elbow. Immediately threw it down to Katie Keeker at the block, who had sealed off her defender. And that's exactly how you draw it up. Great play by the Swathers.
Good ball movement here from the Oilers, but Humphreys ties it up. It was the skip pass from Ogier to Nixon, and Nixon passed it inside there to Short, I believe, but the ball was tied up.
Another great defensive play on the Swathers. She spun, and Coach Raleigh for the boys teaches all the time, if she goes to spin, you got to crash in on that basketball, and she showed the basketball, and it cost them.
Ferrales passed, that is just absolutely snatched away from Nixon, and the full court pass to Hammocky was missed off the right rim.
That was good hustle by Anna Humphreys to get down there and contest the layup, and that was probably what eventually led to the layup being missed.
Keeker with the ball inside again, just misses the layup. Got to be careful. Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Keeker.
I don't really think that one's all her fault. Her arm kind of got caught in the rebound, and if I'm being completely honest, there was a little bit of contact in there, either before Katie shot or during her shot. But you know what? They're letting them play on so far in this game, so not too upset with it.
Short inbounded it to Hammocky. Hammocky with the ball. She'll swing it over there to Ogier. Ogier with the ball. She passes. Back to Ogier. Ogier inside. Back out to Ogier. Ogier will drive baseline. Kick out. Almost a good pass. Good defense there from Sydney Kaiser. Loses the ball, but is able to control it. Ferrales with the ball. Throws it over Yoder's head and out of bounds.
Yeah, and Sydney Kaiser, she had Corinne Yoder cut into the basket there on the fast break, went to corral the ball, and it just popped up through her hands. Hate to see it because it, turned from a layup to a turnover, but, they'll cash in on those opportunities later on in the game.
Hammocky with the ball now. Swings it over there to Ogier. Ogier back to Hammocky. Hammocky inside to Jeffrey. Jeffrey's shot is no good. Katie Keeker with the board. She'll pass to Yoder. Yoder taking it up for the Swathers now. Humphreys, top of the key, over to Kaiser, left wing. Tipped and stolen by Hammocky. Good defense there.
Yeah, Swathers got to give that pump fake high, go low, because Central Plains is really jumping up, trying to deflect those over-the-head passes that the Swathers are throwing.
Short with the ball. She'll pass to Ogier. Ogier's left side three is no good. Boarded by Keeker. Already an early 2 or 3 boards for Keeker. Yoder with the ball now. She'll pass to Kaiser at the top of the key. Back over there to Yoder. Yoder inside to Keeker. And then Humphreys will take the three. And that is no good. Almost good. Yeah, I believe that was, yep. It was good hustle from both Keeker and Ferrales to essentially get a board for their team. I mean, it won't show up in the stat book, but to put some pressure on the Oilers and then bat that ball out of bounds off of them.
That was great play.
Bartel screens for Yoder. Yoder's shot is no good. Boarded Ferrales, though. She goes up with it, and she is fouled by, I believe, Monica Short.
Yeah, that's just another great job. She had inside position on that box out. Just a great job of crashing the offensive boards, which is something we haven't seen a lot out of the Swather team throughout the rest of the season, or previously in the season. But it's really good to see here.
And you're thinking, if they play like this throughout the game, they got a shot at pulling this upset off.
The Swathers did come to play today, so it looks like so far.
Ferrales is no good on both of her free throws, though. That's got to be something that they got to tighten up if they want to win this game. Short, or Hammocky with the ball. Shoot, pass it ahead. Batted out of bounds by Humphreys.
Yeah, Swathers really, they have struggled with free throws throughout the season, at least the games that we've watched here. So they've got to be able to sink the free throws if they got to be able to win this game.
Hammocky with the ball underneath now, inbounding it for the Oilers. She'll pass to Nixon. Nixon back to Hammocky. Hammocky back to Nixon. Over there to Ogier. Ogier will pull the three, and that will be no good. Long board back to Ogier. Ogier's floater is no good. And then tipped out of bounds by the Oilers. Good hustle there from Ogier.
Yeah, Central Plains have been getting some good shots up, but the Swathers are going to be in trouble if they start falling. So far, it's just not getting the bounces, not getting the rolls. But if they do, Swathers are going to be in trouble.
Yeah, so far there's a lid on that rim of the Oilers. That is no good. I believe blocked or tipped at least by Humphreys and boarded by Yoder. She has the ball now. She'll pick up her dribble and pass to Humphreys, who swings it to Martin. Inside there to Carly Bartel. Ferrales, pump fake, Martin pump fake. Drives baseline all the way, no good. Boarded by Bartel. She'll attempt to go, there's like 4 or 5 Oilers there. If she was able to elevate that ball over her head, I believe she probably would have gotten fouled at the very least, if not making a bucket. Nonetheless, it'll be Oilers ball after the tie-up.
But once again, we did see the Swathers crashing the O boards again. Another offensive board. Central Plains either got a box out. They're either just not doing a great job boxing out, or the Swathers doing a great job of crashing the board.
Hammocke's 3 is good. Breaking out of their cold streak there is the Oilers with Brenna Hammocke. Martin with the ball. She'll swing to Yoder. Yoder back to Martin. Martin back to Yoder. Yoder back to Martin. Martin over there switching it up a little bit, passing to Keeker. Yoder's deep 3 is rattles out and then back in.
That side was right there. I thought it was out. It hit twice, bounced up, hit the backboard, and fell back in. Great shot by Corinne Yoder.
That's one of the most satisfying things, to get a little roll around and for that to fall through the hoop. Definitely one of the most satisfying things to happen. Meanwhile, Nixon's shot is a little wild and no good. Batted and saved, but stolen by the Swathers. Yoder all the way. Scoop layup, no good. Boarded by Nixon.
Corinne Yoder trying to go coast to coast there. Almost made it happen. Just a little bit too strong on the layup, but you love to see that by the Swathers getting out and running in transition.
Swathers in a little bit of a zone. Oh, stolen by Martin. Martin will go all the way. Her running layup is good.
Really good transition offense by the Swathers. Back-to-back possessions. One of the layups just didn't fall, but Alex Martin there splits the defenders, gets to her strong side, and is able to make the bucket.
Oilers
10 seconds left.
willing to just let this kind of clock. I'm surprised they didn't take a timeout maybe after that Yoder 3. Anyways, that 3 by Nixon is no good. Boarded by Bartel with 2 seconds left. Yoder will get the shot off, and no good. Off the top of the backboard. Good first quarter of play, a lot of action. No really stops and plays for the most part. No timeouts or anything. Score after 1, Hesston 9. Central Plains, there you go, 3.
And if you're the Swathers, there's no better place you could be right now. You gave up 3 points to a #1 team. I mean, I know, like, whether they're 3A, 2A, 1A, it really matters, but they're a #1 team in the state. You held them to 3 points in a quarter. That's a win in my book. That's pretty darn good right there.
Well, yeah, I'd like to think if they hold this team to 12 points, they're probably going to win, I would guess. Unless they go cold from the field, too. Just don't score 3 points the rest of the game.
And that three-pointer came with about 1 minute and 45 seconds left. So they had held them scoreless for the first 6 minutes or so.
I'm a little surprised the Oilers coach Pat Stiles didn't call a timeout at some point, maybe after that Yoder 3 that banged in, just to stop, talk to her team a little bit, talk to his team, excuse me, and get them under control a little bit, get their nerves settled a little bit. But he chose to play it out, and he finds himself in a 6-point hole at the moment.
And I bet, I mean, Central Plains, being a #1 team in the state, you don't play from behind very often. There aren't many instances where you're down 9-3 after the first quarter. So this is maybe a little bit of unfamiliar territory for them. That could be either really good, as it could motivate them, or it could be really bad, as they don't know what to do.
Stolen by Hammocke, and she will go all the way for the lay. Does get that one to go. She has all of their points at the moment.
Perfect start to the second quarter there for Central Plains. You wouldn't want anything else.
Yeah, that quick stop and score there. Yoder with the ball, passes to Martin. Martin over to Humphreys, batted out of bounds by Nixon.
Good look, just got to get those passes. Got to either fake so they can get him in the air and then throw the pass, or just try and get it over him. But they're trying to throw these straight passes, and they're just getting deflected. But great job by Central Plains of getting their hands in the passing lanes.
One thing maybe to note, the Oilers have not subbed in a single player, so all their starters are still in the game. Martin almost traveled inside to Keeker. Frallis' 10-footer is no good. Martin with the board, though, and she'll go right back up with it for 2.
Another O board from the Swathers, and they just continue to crash the O boards. 5 O boards already to start the game. And for Central Plains.
Omaha!
I saw the O on the side, and that's what Omaha's logo is.
That Peyton Manning action.
Yeah. But for Central Plains, you got to start boxing out better.
Nixon swings to Hammocke. Hammocke down low to Jeffrey. Jeffrey back out to Nixon. Her 3-pointer is no good. Boarded by Yoder. She'll press it up the court now. Thought about taking it, almost could have. Martin gets the pass, though, before it goes out of bounds. Yoder, the ball. She'll throw a bounce pass to Humphreys. Humphreys inside to Frallis. Frallis almost loses it, passes back out to Yoder, though. Yoder to Humphreys. Humphreys back to Yoder. Yoder to Martin. Just content to pass it around the perimeter at the moment for the Swathers. Back, skip pass to Humphreys, back to Yoder. In there to Keeker. Martin's jumper is no good. I believe, yep, kicked out of bounds by Harley Ferralis. Subbing in now for the Swathers is Julian Lance, number 13.
I think they ran a play there. I think it was for Harley Ferralis. Somebody said a back screen down here, and Ferralis was open. She cut to the basket, and she was really open. It's unfortunate that you missed her and you settled for the jumper, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Ozier ball in the corner, passes to Hammocky, over to Jeffrey. Jeffrey to Nixon. Nixon back over to Ozier, back to Hammocky, back to Jeffrey, back to Hammocky, back to Ozier. Her three-pointer is good. Good ball movement there.
She started out the game 0 for 4 from 3, so it's good to see that one fall for her. You figure it would happen eventually. If you're just watching their warm-ups, they were just hitting 3 after 3 after 3, so I was surprised that, you know, they had only made 1 so far out of their many attempts. But their shots are starting to fall for Central Plains.
That was some beautiful ball movement on that last possession there. Meanwhile, ball was kicked out of bounds by Hammocky. So the Swathers will retain possession. And and gonna get a tie-up after Yoder was a little too nonchalant with the ball and Nixon got in there to tie it up. It'll be Oiler ball.
Yeah, I know I sound like a broken record here, but man, they just got to figure out a different way to get around the fact that, you know, their Central Plains is getting in the passing lanes and they're getting in the way of the passes, and they just got to figure out a way to get around that.
Hammocky's wide open three was no good, but boarded by Ozier and then fumbled out of bounds by Anna Humphreys.
Good hustle play by the Swathers. Just tough that she couldn't come up with that ball. But, I mean, they missed the opportunity. The ball kind of took a weird bounce off the backboard, so they didn't get the board. But
Jeffrey all the way inside. Her layup is no good, boarded by about 4 Swathers. It ended up being Laius. Humphreys with the ball now. She'll hold on to it at the top of the key. Over to Yoder. Yoder back to Humphreys. Humphreys passes to Laius. Laius' three is no good. Boarded by Nixon. Nixon will take the ball off the court now. Hamke with the ball. Back to Nixon. Back to Hamke. Switch it up, Jeffrey Ozier. And then skip pass to Hamke. Her three-pointer is good.
Dang. Shots are starting to fall for Central Plains, and the Swathers, you know, maybe this zone just isn't going to work out anymore because Central Plains now 3 3-pointers, and that's one way to get teams to switch out of zones. Just shoot them out of the zone, and they've been getting the open shots all game, but now they're falling. So
yeah, and that's back-to-back possessions with really great ball movement from the Oilers to get that open look and then to cash one home.
Yeah, if I was the Swathers, I'd, you know, maybe think about switching out a bit for a few possessions, run a little bit of a man, maybe a different kind of zone if you're really worried about, you know, the zone. Now maybe switch it up to a 1-3-1 or a 3-2 that doesn't give up as many open looks from the wings. But you gotta switch up a little something, otherwise they're just gonna keep raining them down.
And it appears that, unlike the past, this Oiler team is very well balanced, whereas in the past they've had really one star player. Now it feels like all of them are pretty solid and can pretty much do whatever they need to for the team. Swathers with the ball now. Humphreys almost lost the handle of it. Passes to Yoder. Yoder over to Laius. Laius back to Yoder. Yoder inside to Keeker. Keeker to Laius. Laius' jump shot is no good. Boarded by Yoder. Yoder will go back up with it. Off the top of the backboard. Boarded by Keeker. Got to be a foul.
Yeah, there's got to be something there. She was getting slapped by about 3 different people. That was two. The first one was a tip out for an O board, and the other one was an O board by Keeker. So, again, you know, Central Plains gotta start boxing out your girls, but Swathers just still a great job of crashing those O boards.
Bartel and Kaiser checking in for the Swathers. Kaiser gets it into Humphreys. Humphreys will drive baseline and then back out to Yoder. Yoder to Kaiser. Kaiser thought about it. Back into Ferralis. Skip pass to Humphreys. Good pass. Inside layup is good.
Good move there by Anna Humphreys. Caught the ball backside on the great look from Harley Ferralis. Took a dribble, and Central Plains didn't want to pick up the foul, so they kind of let her have it have it her way, and her way was a wide open layup. So good possession by the Swathers there.
We've seen some great ball movement from both of these teams these last couple of possessions. It's been fun basketball to watch. Ozier now with the ball. She'll pass inside to Nixon. Hammocky with the quarter, back into Nixon. Nixon after Jeffrey to Ozier. Ozier will drive. Her floater is a little tied up there by Ferrales. Jeffrey with the ball. Inside, good move. Unable to get the layup to go though. Boarded by Ferrales.
Good D by the Swathers. Great rotation all around there on that possession.
Yoder with the ball. Look to engage this 2-to-3 zone. Yoder with the ball, top of the key again. Picks up her dribble, passes to Kaiser. Kaiser drives inbound or into the lane, and her floater layup type thing is no good, but was fouled in the play by Jeffrey.
Yeah, she was really close, so it could have been a layup, but like still a little far away, and she didn't use the backboard, so it's a bit of a floater.
Yeah, like that no man's land jumper floater layup hybrid. Kaiser's first shot is no good. Keeker checking in for Ferrales. Second shot is good, putting herself on the board for her first point of the game. Oilers now with the ball. Ozier swings to Hammocky. Hammocky inside to Jeffrey.
Oh.
Must have been tipped there by a Swather. And out of bounds past the Oilers' own half-court boundary. But it will remain their ball. Score with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Hesston 14, Central Plains 11. Hammocky with the ball. She'll pass to Nixon. Nixon in the quarter to Ozier. Ozier's shot is just out. Boarded by Bartel. Whoa, Yoder with trying to push the pace. Tipped out of bounds by Nixon.
And the Swathers, you see Bartel and Keeker in the game at the same time. We really haven't seen that much this season. You know, with the two big look, usually they have 4 guards and a post in the game, so wonder how it's going to work out for them here.
And it's something that they're probably going to try to get this ball inside, I would think. Yoder with the ball now. She'll pass Humphreys, wide open 3, no good. Boarded by Bartel, blocked though. Kaiser shot is a little off, boarded by Short. Passes to Nixon. Nixon up to Hammocky. Hammocky back to Nixon. Nixon inside to Jeffrey, batted away by the Swathers. And then Nixon gets the ball for the Oilers. Over there to Ozier. Ozier back to Nixon. Nixon back to Hammocky. Hammocky inside to Jeffrey. A lot of ball movement here. Ozier's wide open 3 is just out. That's 2 in a row for the Oilers that have just rattled in and out. She's definitely a little frustrated with herself, but it'll be a foul by the Swathers on the play, and Short will be going to the line for 2.
And only the second foul on the Swathers this game. We talked about earlier, you know, got to stay out of foul trouble, so
they have been doing that.
They have been doing it very well.
That early foul from Keeker and then there from Kaiser. Meanwhile, Short's first free throw is splashed home.
It's Kiera Funk checks in for the first time for the Swathers, and Harley Ferrales returns.
Second free throw no good, boarded by Funk. Swathers with the ball. Humphreys, top of the key, swings to Funk. Funk back to Humphreys. Yoder inside, scoop layup. Oh my, almost got the and one there. Would have been a very impressive finish.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of English on it.
Yes.
That rolled up on that rim and almost fell in. Still good job by Corinne Yoder to get in the lane, get a shot up, and get herself to the free throw line.
Do we know why it's called a lot of English? Wasn't there a dude or something?
I don't
Wasn't there
know.
a guy named English who had a lot of spin or something?
I don't know.
Maybe that's something to research.
I just know it's called English.
Yoder's first free throw was good. Second one also no good. Boarded by Hammocky. Yoder with the
Swathers
defense.
1 for 6 from the line so far tonight.
Hammocky to Nixon. Nixon to Short, excuse me, to Ozier, to Hammocky. To Nixon, back to Hammocky. Hammocky will pull the 3. No good. Tipped by Funk and saved by Humphreys. Humphreys with the ball now. Passes ahead to Yoder. Yoder drives into the lane. Might have gotten fouled and finishes with the scoop layup.
Beautiful little, yeah, like you said, scoop layup there. I mean, definitely a lot of contact there, but she fought through it, fought through 2 defenders and was able to make that shot. Really great shot there by Corinne Yoder.
Great move to the basket there from Jeffrey for the easy 2.
7 seconds left for the Swathers here. Down to 5.
Humphrey inside to Keeker. Keeker's shot is no good. Gets the board. Almost went in off the bat. Would have been an insane finish.
It would have been.
To a highly competitive first quarter action between these two teams. Your score after 1 half, 16 for the Swathers, 14 for the Oilers. It's been going pretty fast, or is that just me?
No, it's been going very fast. We only had a total of 6 fouls in the entire first half. Only 8 free throws shot, and so, I mean, I'm not going to complain. That was a very quick first half. I mean, very close game. You always love the close games, so. But yeah, for the Swathers, this is exactly where you want to be. I mean, you wouldn't want to be obviously you'd want to be up a lot more, but still, you're beating a #1 team in the state by 2 points at halftime after, you know, the couple of rough games that you had like strung together there. So I was very impressed by the Swathers play in the first half.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, if they didn't have a bit of that lackluster offense in that second quarter, they might be up by a little more right now, especially considering some of those missed free throws and a couple of missed layups. And barring that, they might be up by 10 at the moment if it weren't for some of those struggles on offense for a stretch there.
Yeah, I agree. A very uncharacteristic first half there by Central Plains. They just couldn't get the shots to fall. Like you said earlier, there was a lid on the basket for them for a really long time, pretty much the entire first quarter. Second quarter, they came out, they made a few shots, but still didn't quite make enough, and they're still down to half of the Swathers.
Yep, yeah. Not a whole lot more to say.
I did forget how hard it was to talk over the band.
Yeah, honestly, I've not been enjoying it so far, but I'll give them some credit. They've been sounding pretty good, so.
They have indeed.
No complaints. We will be back with you in around 5 minutes or so after this quick ad. All right, a big thank you to the Swather Power Club for supporting all Hesston High School activities and athletics. Did you know that Swather Power Club is the one and only Hesston High School booster club, and anyone who signs up to be a member automatically enters the student of their choice to win one of 2 $1,000 college scholarships? Right now, you can join the Swather Power Club for free. Look for the Swather Power Club on the Hesston High School website menu or visit them on Facebook.
Yeah, and shout out to the Swather Power Club for these chairs that we're sitting in right now.
That's a back saver.
That is big. So yeah, thank you very much to the Swather Power Club. And we will be back. This has been Lucas Roth and Cole Dutchendorf on the Swather Sports Network. Be back in 5 for some second half action here.
So with just about a minute left until the second half action, we got a quick recap of that first half. Swathers got up to that pretty quick start of 9-3 in the first quarter, and then Oilers started making some shots and getting back into the game, and they find themselves down 2. Back to those keys to the game. Swathers been doing a pretty good job now turning the ball over. They've had some pretty good offensive possessions, and they're not going on long stretches or long scoring droughts, so they're doing pretty well in all 3 of those things. And then for the Oilers, they haven't really sped the Swathers up a little bit really at all, because it's kind of been a lot of half-court basketball back and forth. And then obviously they've done nothing with the foul trouble, only 2 fouls total. So Swathers, I mean, that kind of explains them winning. They've executed on their keys, and the Oilers have not executed on their keys so far.
Couldn't agree more. That's very well put, Cole.
Martin with the ball now for the Swathers. Tipped and corralled by Humphreys. Corralled. That's a fun word for me to say.
That is a fun word.
Yoder back to Humphreys. To Fowles in the short corner. Yoder's 3 will be good.
It looks really good from up here. We had the perfect angle. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Corinne Yoder. And a great start for the Swathers on offense in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Oilers with the ball now. Hammocky to Ozier in the corner. Ozier swing pass to Nixon. Stolen by Keeker.
Just not quite on the same page there. Tried to go up and get the ball, and pass was behind her and fell right into Keeker's lap. So fortunate break for the Swathers there.
Keeker's pass to Humphreys, and then back to Yoder. Yoder to Martin. Martin thought about the 3. Short corner to Fowles. Inside to Keeker. Great pass.
Man, 2 really great possessions back-to-back for the Swathers to open this second half. Great pass there by Harley Fowles. Great job by Keeker. They're staying with the play, getting that inside seal, and it just led to a wide-open, easy layup.
Great backdoor pass from Ozier to Nixon. 4-2. Nixon gets on the board for her first points of the game. And that's a big bucket there from the Oilers to stop the momentum of the Swathers, potentially.
Oh.
And there's stolen by Nixon. Nixon up to Hammocky. And Hammocky's layup is good for her 10th point of the game. She's been playing very well so far today.
Yeah, and there was the Swathers getting sped up a little bit, and there it is again. The Swathers, they're just, a little bit sped up right now, trying to get into the offense. And, like we said, they weren't really executing that key to the game, but they are now.
Martin's 3 is short. Boarded, though, from Humphreys. Great board. And I think that's a very good timeout call. I was actually going to say that they should call a timeout before all that madness ensued, and to maybe preserve some momentum and get their girls a break. With 6 minutes left in the third quarter, Hesston has the lead, 21-18.
Yeah, and like I was saying in that possession, the Swathers on that last one looked really, really sped up. I mean, they were, they weren't really thinking before they passed the ball. They were just throwing it in right away, and they needed to, stop and think, is this a good pass? What am I doing here? And they just, it almost led. There could have been 3 different times where they could have turned the ball over, but they're fortunate enough to keep the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now they got to go out, find their composure again and try and get some of these points back. I mean, I say points back, like to the lead, I guess. But
yeah.
Because you say points back when you're losing.
Because they are still winning the quarter score as well.
They are. They're up by 1 in the quarter. But, yeah, we're kind of acting like they just, Central Plains just went on, a 12-0 run. It was really just, a quick 4. It did. Because you had all the momentum, and then it was just sucked out of you so quickly.
It was one of those conservation of momentum problems in physics. Shout out to Mr. Sibbets. That's the one thing I actually understand in physics. Meanwhile, Swathers with the ball. Martin ball, top of the key. She'll pass to Yoder. Yoder back to Martin. Martin almost lost it. Martin in the corner. Wild pass to pretty much no one, but saved by Fowles. And Fowles gets the ball back. Yoder with the ball now. Humphreys will take the 3. Blocked, though, by Hammocky. And then out of bounds on Fowles.
Yeah, that was... Yikes, that was tough. Tough possession to watch there. Just, trying to make, like you said, they're just a little bit sped up again, They got Alex Martin in a corner, and she, felt a little bit panicked, tried to throw the long pass, wasn't there, and then just scrambled for the ball and not great shots, and it's just
Ozier inside the Nixon. Nixon's left is just off. Somehow did not get the roll there.
That would have been a momentum shifter right there, big time.
Bartel boarded, pass to Yoder. Yoder with the ball now. Humphreys. Short corner to Feralis. Feralis into Martin. Martin goes straight up with it.
Oh.
Boarded by Feralis. Feralis misses.
Boarded by Feralis.
Feralis boarded by Feralis. Feralis boarded by Feralis. Misses shot. And then eventually she is fouled. She'll be shooting 2 here. Missed both of her free throws last time. Hopefully, she's looking to hopefully correct that here. Oh, that's big. Short, 3 fouls. That's something we can look into possibly later. She's one of their starters. That first free throw was off to the right, and now Leia's checking in for Martin for the Swathers.
Yeah, I had a feeling she had at least 2 earlier because there was a time when Anna Humphreys drove to the basket and she kind of just backed off and let her go right past her, and I was a little bit confused, but now that makes a little bit more sense in hindsight.
Feralis makes her first free throw of the game and puts Swathers up 4. Nixon with the ball inside. They're going to get her on a travel, though. I think this next possession for the Swathers could be a big one. If you get a bucket here, you put yourselves up 2 possessions, maybe 3. Gets a lot of momentum on your side, gets you settled into this game, I believe. Bartel inside to Feralis. Probably would have been a bucket if she would have been able to catch it. Yoder with the ball now. Looking for that. Yeah, there you go. Humphreys in the corner. Humphreys back out to Yoder. Yoder pump fakes. Good pass inside to Bartel, but she's unable to get it. Good effort there from Nixon to get that ball back into Ozier and saved for the possession.
Yeah, tough pass there for Carly Bartel.
Jeffrey's 3 is no good. Boarded, though.
Wow.
Great presence of mind from Monica Short to get in there, get that board, and go back up with it for 2 points. Playing very aggressively with 3 fouls. You got to admire that as a coach and as a spectator. Yoder with the ball now. Almost stolen by Hammocky. Humphreys over to Leias. Leias back to Humphreys. Humphreys passes tipped and stolen by Short. Back to Ozier. Almost tied up by Yoder, but it'll be where the ball. Sorry, go ahead.
Swathers looking a little bit sped up again on the offensive end. You know, they're rushing their passes a little bit, not taking time to get their fakes so they can get clean passes.
And that's just an easy steal there from Feralis, playing safety right there, just able to intercept that pass essentially. Can you tell I'm in a little bit of a football mood with the Chiefs? You know how it be.
Tough scene for a Bears fan. Very tough scene.
Kicker with the ball now, over to Yoder. Yoder to Humphreys in the corner, looking for Kicker inside, wasn't able to find her. Yoder drives inside, and that ball just goes straight out of bounds off Yoder. Yeah, that's interesting little play there.
Yeah, I think Yoder thought she was going to get a foul there when she drove to the middle of the lane. She was amongst 3 Central Plains defenders, but I didn't really see anything that was worthy of a foul call. So great job by the officials there and great defense by Central Plains.
You almost think if she would have gone up a little stronger, it probably would have been a pretty easy 2 because no one really stepped in to take it. Ozier with the ball. Inside to Hammocky. Hammocky, strong dribble, puts it up.
Just like that, it's a tie ball game. Like you said, that possession was indeed very big for the Swathers. They didn't score, and now Oilers have scored on 2 of their last 4 possessions. So,
there's Kicker inside, though. That's too good. And I'm a little surprised they haven't gotten to Kicker a little more often. I mean, she's pretty much scored whenever she touches the ball.
Yeah, she's been a beast in the post this game.
Shocker. Didn't see that one coming. Katie playing her usual game. Defense there on Jeffrey. Ozier inside, great pass to Nixon. Fouled by Carly Bartel. It'll be 2 for Nixon.
And in my opinion, that's not a bad foul at all. In fact, that's probably what I would call a good foul. Wide open layup there, and you either have 2 options as the defender. You can either foul hard and make sure they don't even get the shot to the rim, or you can just let them go because it's a wide open layup. No point in contesting it, and the foul pays off.
Yep.
Because she did indeed have a wide open layup, and you know, I'd probably give it 19 times out of 20 you're going to make that. 9 out of 10 just doesn't do it justice. And missed them both, so great foul there by Carly Bartel. Usually you don't call. Oh, geez.
That was a very serendipitous foul there on that last thing, but then stolen.
Pretty lackluster with the pass. Ball. That's okay. And
Ozier's floater is no good off the back iron, boarded by Kicker.
Oh. Didn't see much there. A little bit surprised by that travel call, but nonetheless will be a turnover on the Swathers. Will be Oilers basketball. I don't know why I've been saying Central Plains this whole game. Oilers is so much easier to say. I just can't spit Central Plains out. Just not easy.
Yeah, I agree. And then Nixon's shot is no good. Oilers just seems kind of like a weird mascot. And I'm wanting to say that as a Swather, but
there's no other. Oh,
stolen
ouch.
by Nixon. Ahead to Hammocky.
Oh, good D by Corinne Yoder.
Hammocky finishes a tough layup.
The Swathers again getting a little bit sped up. Got to slow it down on the offensive end.
Yep, you need to get there it is again.
I'd call a timeout if I was Matt Richardson next possession. They're
Hammocky
just
ahead to Nixon.
Oh, that was a travel.
Yeah,
ugh.
definitely.
Took about 4 steps there. That's kind of, because there's a defender behind her and in front of her. She kind of shuffled her feet to get through the middle of them, but nonetheless got away with it, and they take their first lead of the basketball game, 26-24, and the Swathers have gone on. Well, it has been a little bit of a scoring drought here, just 2 points in the last little bit.
Yeah, that was just a little unfortunate series of events there for the Swathers. They kind of got the short straw of that call there. It did look like Nixon traveled there a bit on the layup attempt. Either way, though, it will be Swathers 24, Oilers 26.
Yeah, and the Swathers, they've been very, very, very successful so far in the game. When they get into their half-court offense, they work the zone, they're slow around, get the post touches, get it kicked back out. But like you said, as soon as they speed up just a little bit, they start throwing passes, and the Oilers are able to get hands in the passing lanes and deflect the balls, and it speeds up even more because you're panicking. So Swathers just got to take it slow and take what the Oilers give them.
Yeah, exactly. Yoder with the ball here. Humphreys in the corner, inside to Martin. Good pass and good finish there from Martin to tie the game up at 26.
Like I just said there, they overloaded the zone, and Alex Martin was wide open in the lane. So, just throw it in there, take what you were given, and they give you a layup there. So,
Ozier with the ball. That pass is out of the reach of Jeffrey. It'll be Swather ball.
It wasn't even, I didn't even realize, it wasn't Coach Richardson that called the timeout there.
Yeah, it was actually Coach Stiley for the Oilers.
Styles.
Oh. Yoder's deep three is gonna be no good, but she's fouled.
Oh, they gave her that's weird. It wasn't a shooting foul, though. Even if it's a foul in the box out, it still should be a shooting foul, right?
First person on
I mean, I don't know if that's what it is for high school, but it definitely is like that for
college and NBA.
If you don't give them room to land, I think that's what they called her for, but I guess
no, they called it on the box out. They said the box out was too hard.
Oh, well, thrown away from Yoder, thrown away by Yoder, looking for Humphreys in the corner.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that should have been 3 free throws there for Corinne Yoder.
If it's on the box out, I guess not. I thought it was on the, didn't give her room to land.
No, she gave her room to land, but the box out was just too hard, but I guess that makes sense.
Looks like Oilers might just try to save for the last shot.
Yeah, I think the Swathers are in a 3-2. Now they switch back to a 2-3 so they can extend it.
And Swathers just content to let the Oilers have the last shot, it looks like. This is just
chilling. What's another word for chilling?
They're just vibing.
Yeah,
out there
what I was saying. They're
court.
vibing and thriving.
A little Sunday stroll, just pass the ball along nicely.
Now
they'll get the action. Jeffrey to Ozier in the corner. Hammocky skip. Oh, thought she was going to pass it. There's the pass to Jeffrey. Thrown out of bounds. Good defense from the Swathers after the teams were just standing around there for a while.
And they have 2 seconds. I'm surprised the Oilers aren't.
She got it off.
I thought it looked good from here.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, what a game we have so far, Lucas. We got 26 all at the end of 3.
I'm excited for the finish, too. It's been a close game all game long. The Swathers getting it done on the defensive end, and usually they're a team that's, got to go fast, get the transition offense to get it going. But instead, they've just been, slowing it down, taking what they give them, and that's where they're getting their buckets from. And for Central Plains, if they just story of the game for them, the shots just aren't falling. So
all of us at the Swather Sports Network would like to say thank you to the Hesston Community Foundation. Their generous grant is what is allowing us to bring this action to you right now, and without their support, we would not have been able to bring in almost 24 kids into the AV program. So make sure to say thank you to the Hesston Community Foundation, a proud supporter of the Hesston community.
Couldn't agree more.
One thing I never said it earlier in the game. I specifically went down and did some research on it. These two teams have two common opponents, Haven and St. John. Hesston lost to Haven by 13, while Central Plains won by 34. And Hesston beat St. John by 4, while Central Plains has played St. John twice and won by 9 and 24.
Jeez.
So just a little nugget of information. I forgot to mention that earlier.
So Swather's lost by 13 and Central Plains won by 34.
Yeah, Ozier's deep three is
Ooh,
good.
Bang. Wide open there, just, not great rotation there by the Swathers. She was wide open, and she's missed a few of those this game, so she was due up to splash one down.
Absolutely, that's her second three of the game. Frowls with the ball now. Over to Martin, back to Yoder. Yoder will look to penetrate, but not be able to. Humphreys will look to respond. Her three is no good. Boarded, though, by Alex Martin. She goes up with it.
And
one.
Alex Martin finishing through the contact. Again, another great O board by the Swathers. Story of the game for them. Without the O boards, they wouldn't be in this game. But grabbed that O board, went up through the contact, and she gets rewarded for it.
And she finishes the old-fashioned three-point play, and that'll tie the game.
Will indeed.
So the Oilers with the ball now. Ozier with the ball. Back to Hamke. Hamke will pull a three. That looks
long.
off. Great board by Frallis, but stolen by Nixon and controlled by Keeker. So Swathers now in possession. Humphreys with the ball. Back to Yoder. Over to Martin. She drives all the way. Her layup is no good.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to get a foul on
the
Keeker,
other way.
I believe.
Yeah, I agree with that call. She, I think it was Hamke had her boxed out dead to rights, jumped over, tried to tip that ball away. Might have been clean, but from that ref's standpoint, definitely was something that it definitely was a foul there. A little bit of something.
Oilers with the ball now, short at the top of the key, inside to Nixon, back to
Good
Jeffrey.
shot.
Her pull up at the free throw line is good.
Nothing but the bottom of the net there. Anna Humphreys with the drive and the scoop shot there. Nobody really contested her. I mean, there was a hand that reached in there that kind of poked the ball away, but she was able to get that shot up no problem. And the Swathers answer once again.
Looking like it might come down to the wire based on how these teams are playing in the fourth quarter. Oilers skip past to Ozier. Ozier inside to Short. Short will not do anything with the ball, really. Off of Frallis. Good hustle from Humphrey. She secures the ball. And
good job. Oh, I thought she was calling timeout.
It didn't look like the Oiler was really anywhere near. But
might have had a hand stuck in there.
Number 13, Jillian Lance, back in for Hesston.
Has indeed been an electrifying game thus far.
Yes. Yoder with the ball over to Leas, who's checked in for the Swathers. Yoder kicks out to Humphreys. She'll pull up. That is good.
Nothing but net.
Humphreys, a couple of late baskets for the Swathers. Swathers showing their clutch gene a little bit here with just over 5.5 minutes to go.
Oh, good.
Great defense there from Yoder to tie that ball up. And it'll be Swather ball.
No, it'll stay with the Oilers.
Must have
just flipped the arrow.
Yeah.
That's okay, Kelsey.
Oilers get it into Ozier. Ozier, corner to Hammocky, back to Ozier. Ozier tried to go inside, stolen though by two Swathers.
Same team,
fighting over
same
a little bit. So now Humphreys with the ball. I think I'd probably try to get the ball back to Humphreys.
Hit her in the face. That's tough for Keeker there.
Humphreys had the hot hand. I probably would have been trying to feed her. Hammocky, nice move. Pass inside to Nixon with the and one. Good finish through contact there. I believe that was Yoder with the foul.
Yeah, tough foul there. Really wasn't much all that contact. Yoder just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Just snuck a hand in there. Free throw's good, giving the Oilers a 1-point lead. Nixon has come on here in the second half.
Beat me to it.
Swathers ball, Slayus to Feralis. Humphreys are standing right there. Yep. They get the ball to Humphreys, inside to Keeker. Back to Yoder. Yoder drives into the lane. Her layup is no good. Boarded by Nixon. And stolen back by Yoder. Yoder will drive.
Okay, with a travel first.
And, yep. It would have been a foul if she would have had control of that dribble a little better.
Shuffled her feet a little bit.
Similar to what Nixon did over here earlier in the game.
Tough scene there. They're right there for the Swathers. Might have been a smart idea. Just slow it down, bring it out, let your offense collect itself.
Oilers. So,
Want to hit us with a quick score update?
score. Oh, yeah.
It has been a while.
Sydney Kaiser has 1. Harley Feralis has 1. Corinne Yoder with 10. Alex Martin with 9. Anna Humphreys with 6. And Katie Keeker with 6. And then for the Oilers, Brenna Hammocky with 14. Cassidy Nixon with 7. Lexi Ozier with 6. Monica Short with 3. And Jenna Jeffrey with 4. So, mostly the starter scoring. There's only been, believe it or not, there's only been 1 bench point combined between these two teams tonight. I believe they've only,
pretty wild.
in fact, the Oilers have pretty much played their starters the entire night. I think I've only seen 1 sub.
Yeah.
I believe it might have been Callie Zink at one point.
Yeah, I think Callie Zink was in the game at one point, but just for a few 30 seconds to a minute. I mean, that's good endurance by the Oilers for sure.
That shows you how well they have to be conditioned, because they have played 3 and almost a half quarters basically unfazed by the stamina side of things.
And the Swathers on the other side, they go 9 deep.
Yeah.
So Swathers looking for a big stop here. Try to turn some defense into offense maybe.
Yeah, Oilers go 5 deep, which is not deep at all. That's not.
And I think
usually
the Oilers are going to force the Swathers to come out and play defense on them on the perimeter because they have the lead. So
theoretically, they could just hold the ball at half court, literally
the
for the 4.5 minutes left in this game.
Which is where you do miss the shot clock.
And it looks like they're content to just
gonna
play
do
keep
that.
away. Yeah, they're just swinging the ball back and forth between Hammocky and Nixon and Jeffrey, and that's what they're doing. I might want to man up. They might be manned up actually.
They are manned up currently.
They're just gonna have to do and short with
they're
the
not
ball.
shooting any. They're not going to shoot any shots.
They're very content to just hold the
Mr.
ball.
Raleigh preaches, free throws and layups.
And that's where they are. Swathers still have quite a few fouls to give. I will say, not the most exciting basketball, but if it works, so be it.
Yeah, this is
This kind of makes commentating pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, just pass, 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 pass.
Yeah, not a whole lot to say here. They're just, stalling.
They're waiting for the Swathers to gamble and miss so they can have an easy lane to the layup. No, lane to the basket.
Or draw a foul perhaps on someone. Yep, this.
So far wasted 2 minutes just doing this.
Hammocky. Oh, they will get a foul on Humphreys, I believe, or Yoder.
I don't know how much.
It'll be Yoder.
Almost was a steal for the Swathers there. She kind of dribbled it off her knee, but I guess they must have got a little bit too much body. Alex Martin will check back in for the Swathers.
Not necessarily the most gripping offense, but if it
that's
works.
a moving screen. Yep, there it goes. But then see there's the downside right there. Yeah, you wasted 2 minutes, but you didn't put up a single shot. You never really attempted to score, and it is only a 1 point game.
That is the definition of an empty possession right
Yeah.
there. So Swathers might need to get some points here based on what we saw in that last possession. Humphreys will go to the rack.
Might have been a foul there, in my opinion. There was a lot of hands on Humphreys.
Can't say I necessarily disagree with you, Lucas. And I'm going to guess we're just going to see a lot more of this stalling action from the Oilers. Nixon with the ball. Back out to Hammocky.
Swathers still have 3 fouls to give.
Martin.
Oh.
Good back cut by Nixon. Her floater is good.
See, that's what you want, though. The Swathers over-pursued a little bit, hit him with the backdoor cut, and they made him pay there.
That's a great way to implement kind of that stalling, but also still looking to score. And I think that's because it's the same principle. Just Humphreys 3
short,
no good. Boarded by Nixon. Great board to go up strong and get that and pull it down. Oilers control the ball up 3 with 2 minutes left.
Oh, that's a moving screen. Tough. Missed one there. Hamke just completely ran straight into Corinne Yoder. Oh, steal.
Stolen by Feralis. Martin with the ball now. Good pass to Humphreys. And one. That is clutch basketball. Great vision from Martin to pass it, dump it off to Humphreys. This is a huge free throw at the moment.
It is indeed. That was a big bucket there for the Swathers. Great steal by Harley Feralis, and then even a better pass there by Alex Martin.
And the free throw is good, leaving it a tied game.
Oh!
Let me tell you, there's commentating like 40-point games, and there's commentating close ones, and I definitely can say I prefer the latter.
I agree wholeheartedly, Cole.
Nixon with the ball now. She'll jump into the lane. Hammocky with the ball. Her floater is no good. Boarded by Keeker.
What a big board there by Katie Keeker.
Minute and 20 seconds. We're coming down to the wire here in Hesston.
The Swathers could just hold for the last shot if they really want to. Not risk ever giving the ball back to them.
And just be content with overtime if it happens to be.
Exactly. I think they're going to do that.
Snibbles! All the way to the basket.
Oh, Alex Martin, what a play. Hit him with a little bit of a hezzy and then took the ball to the basket.
Dropped the defender and finished the contact. Swathers up 2.
Oh, that's out off them. Oh! Wow. Everything that can go wrong for Central Plains is currently going wrong.
And they got to call a timeout. Teal, baby, Teal. Dick Vitale there.
Oh, man, that's just... And I figured, I didn't know if it would, but that possession where they spent 2 minutes just passing the ball, it came back to bite them.
Yeah.
It bit them big time because they weren't looking to shoot, and that's why I never really want to do that with 5 minutes remaining in the basketball game because you never know the way the cookie's going to crumble. So, having a good time now.
Yeah, this has been some invigorating basketball so far.
Big words with Dookie and Lukey. We love it.
It's been some good basketball, though, here in the fourth quarter especially. It's been close this whole game. Here, the Oilers had taken the lead for a little bit, but the Swathers clawing their way back in.
They have.
And now up 2 with the ball. 48 seconds left after Alex Martin puts the little sauce on her defender.
Little sauce, little saucy. I love that. That was a great move there by Alex Martin. I love the hezzy there. She kind of just stopped, and then she went, and
This will be interesting to see how the Oilers approach this, whether they're going to foul or attempt to steal. Martin with the ball.
They still have 2 fouls to give. Or, sorry, 1 foul to give
So
before.
you can probably take some risks, try to get the steal. Humphreys with the ball here. She'll go back to Yoder. And how big was that free throw in and one by Humphreys?
Yep, there's That
could have gone either way.
Definitely could have. Nonetheless, it's the 6th foul. And it does come down to free throw shooting for the Swathers, which you didn't know if it would, but Swathers, they have had their struggles throughout this basketball game.
You might want to get it to Humphreys, I would think, then.
Oh.
They'll get a
hip check.
Yeah, shove on Nixon.
Corinne Yoder will go to the line to shoot a uno on uno. Corinne Yoder 0 for 2 from the line so far tonight. 20 seconds remaining here.
Big free throws here.
They are indeed. First one is good. And that's the biggest, in my opinion, that's the biggest one there because now you can't really lose.
Yeah, I feel you. There's no chance, at least in regulation, that you're going to lose.
Second one is also good. Corinne Yoder with the clutch free throws.
Swathers looking for the upset here in Hesston.
Would indeed be a big upset, Cole. Man, and they, considering the fact, I love the stat of, Central Plains beat Haven by 37 and the Swathers lost by 13. So, based on regular math, they should beat the Swathers by 47 points. But the Swathers, they came to play tonight.
And you know, on paper, 10-2 with their 2 losses coming against very good teams for the Oilers. You kind of came in here tonight with the thought that it probably wasn't going to be a particularly close game. Swathers came in here, played a very good game, find themselves up 2 possessions with just over 20 seconds left. It's going to be tough. The Oilers are going to have to go in there, knock down a quick 2 or 3, and then foul and hope for some missed free throws. That's what it's come down to.
Yep. I mean, you hit all of it. I don't really have much else to say there. But, I mean, just the Swathers, I mean, arguably the best game they've played all season.
Oh, for sure.
In terms of, you know, sharing the ball, coming together as a team. I mean, you know, Corinne has 12, Alex has 11, and Katie has 6, and Anna has 9. Talk about sharing the basketball.
This could be a very season-defining game. You saw, I mean, Swathers obviously don't have that one great player, not to knock any of their players, but like Nickerson's Ava Jones. By the way, we'll just get back to the action here. Oilers, Hammocky with the ball. She'll go baseline, pass corner to Osier. Osier's 3 is no good. Boarded by Martin, tied up.
But the arrows,
it'll be Swather ball.
You know, remember that play when you know, they were just running down the clock and they cut to the middle, and Corinne Yoder was able to grab hold of that ball, that jump ball. That gave him the arrow and ended up switching it. That could be the difference.
Martin's wide open.
Jeez, didn't find her.
Humphreys with the ball now. Crosses over with 5 seconds left. And wow. 4 seconds left. Humphreys will go to the line to essentially ice the game.
That'll pretty much, I mean.
It's pretty much over at the moment. I mean, unless, barring a absolute miracle.
Barring a technical.
Missed free throw, 3-point shot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
there we go. Now, this game, well, we won't say anything until it's officially over.
Because, you know, the announcer's jinx. Joe Buck proves it's real every single week. Oh.
Hammocky's 3 is off, and that is the game. So,
wow.
The Swathers pull out an upset I didn't see coming.
Oh, no, I did not see that coming.
I'm going to guess not a ton of people saw it coming, especially the Central Plains folk. I don't want to be disrespectful in any way.
No, but I totally agree with you. I mean, that was just an incredible game played by the Swathers, and in my opinion, player of the game definitely has to go to Alex Martin.
Oh, yeah.
She came up with some clutch baskets when the Swathers needed them most, put up 11 points, the Swathers' second leading scorer, and was just, you know, a presence on the court all game long. And then, of course, you know, she had the bucket that put the Swathers up by 2, that clutch bucket with the spin move, go to the basket, nice little layup. Ooh.
And one more player I'd like to point out, Humphreys had a couple of huge late baskets to keep them in the game.
They were down,
I think 4 at one point, and she got them back into the game. Some quick scores. Kaiser had 1, Ferralis had 1, Yoder had 12, Martin had 11, Anna Humphreys had 11. Keeker had 6.
And I want to point out, Anna Humphreys, 7 of her 11 points came in the fourth quarter. No, 9 of her 11 points came in the fourth quarter, so that was big for the Swathers.
And then for the Oilers, Hammocky with 14, Nixon with 9, Osier with 6, Short with 3, and Jeffrey with 4. That about wraps it up for the first game of the evening. I think we will be off for now. We will be back with you with some boys basketball action where the Swathers will be taking on the Oilers.
This has been Dookie and Lukey on the Swather Sports Network.
Also, Cold Dust Dorf and Lucas Raw.
See y'all in a little bit.